believe that there is a fundamental separation, I think that can be that's the root cause of many of the problems we see. And if that assumption that we're separate is not correct at the level of consciousness, if we're connected, then it becomes irrational to do harm to others.
Yeah, I was just thinking too, where you have a set of twins, right? And now I have a set of twins, of kids, or a set of twins, and it seems like if one of them gets hurt, the other one kind of like detects that something is wrong with her twin. And, I don't know if you ran across that, but, I've heard repeatedly, like if a set of twins, like if one of them gets killed, all of a sudden the other twin realizes like something happened to my brother or my sister. They just had that strong feeling something was wrong. Or if one of them was under deep distress, that they seem to know about it. Have you run across that too in your, when you were checking up all this stuff?
Yes. So I have a chapter on telepathy in the book, chapter 5, and it talks about not only telepathy between just normal people, but also telepathy between emotionally close people, such as twins. What you just described it's known as a telesomatic event, where not only is the thought transferred at a distance, but there's a physical reaction that seems to happen. And in roughly 30% of identical twins, they have these telesomatic events where, let's say, one twin gets his hand slammed in the door. The other twin might yell in pain, even though he's not there. And there are many cases of this happening. So there's something about the interconnectivity of all of us at the level of consciousness that also seems to be accentuated when there is an emotional closeness, whether it's a mother-child or twin.
Well, hey, Mark, I really enjoyed having you on the show. Everybody check out his book on Amazon. Go to his website. Go to his Facebook. The guy started out in the banking, investment, and then into business consulting, and now into writing a book like this. I don't know. I think it's going to really change your whole life, and I think, Mark, I think you're going to go a long ways.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks so much for having me and for asking such great questions.
Okay, Mark. Well, you have a great evening and a great weekend. It's going to be coming up soon.
Same to you.
Okay, thank you. You take care. And Kathy, that was some good, or Karen, and actually Kathy also, you had some real good questions up here tonight. And to Tim, I'm sorry I couldn't get to your question. And, it just tells me there's so much more in our brain that you can't, like remote viewing. Again, twins, like one of them realizes, hey, something just happened to my other twin. It's so many things it's unaccountable for. Or like Art Bell did a little thing about a major storm one time and got his listeners to like make the storm kind of go away. And the storm did go away, but it ended up somewhere else, and which wasn't expected to go where it did, and did a lot more damage. I mean, we can maybe change things. I don't know if we can change things for the good, or for the bad. But I can tell you, there's got to be a lot more research on this. And it's got to be much more than you learn your first experience of walking, learning to read, learning your first love, getting married, learning your jobs. You seem like your whole life you work to a level of, accomplishing yourself, right? And then you die. There's got to be more to it than, hey, that's the end of it. You flip the light switch off, nothing existed. It's all gone. It's history. It's over with. I really feel there's a lot more in that. Anyway, tomorrow we got a great guest coming on. We're going to be talking to, Ron Fitzgerald. Now, you're asking who Ron Fitzgerald is. Well, he's been on our show many a times. If you're into Gothic, magic, well, he's one of the top magicians in that. If you're into sci-fi or horror movies, he's been a lead actor in a lot of those movies. Really a great nature guy, informative. We're going to be talking about his magic tricks, his movie, Dark Realm, what it's like to be an actor in horror movies and, the good and bad and all that stuff. Now, that's tomorrow from 7 o'clock to 8:30. Now, if you want to be a guest on my show, Night Dreams Talk Radio, contact me at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. That's nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. We're looking for people, anything in the paranormal, remote viewing, UFOs, abductions, black-eyed children, witchcraft, any of that stuff. Contact me. Also, check out our website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Take a look at our gallery. Our show is growing. We have Michael W. Hall on Saturdays. We got James starting his show. It's a paranormal show. Also starting at 5 o'clock Pacific West Coast time this Saturday. We also are working on bringing on another host that is an expert in old horror type movies, sci-fi movies and that stuff. And he's going to have a show on that very soon back in January. So, hey, the network is growing. So when you're on the website, if you want to keep it free of advertising, donate $1 or $2 to help pay for our bandwidth. Other than that, everybody, I enjoyed having you as listeners to my show tonight. I'm going to jump out of here. I'm going to go have dinner, late dinner, matter of fact, and we'll be back on tomorrow.
Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.